Eloheinu melech olam, borei pori hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh voreshit. Ki hu yom techila lamikra'e kodesh, zecher l'siyat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'achata v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat koshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, my friends.
Amen. If anybody has to wash their hands right now before we get a motzi, now is the time. Please let me know. Rush, rush, rush. Harry, get those hands washed. And I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. Yeah, we're pretty much used to it here at OneShul, and we just keep rolling with it. Speaking of ducks, we just let it roll off our backs. And it sounds like Miss P is in quite a happy place. Okay, nobody has to wash their hands, so we'll get into Hamotzi, which is brought to us by a generic type person and nothing too exciting. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. Now, we all know that sometimes I sing songs, sometimes I don't, but we have a very special guest with us this evening. Everybody said hello to Devorah, and we're going to do what our Shabbat tradition is, which we haven't done in a very long time, so this is very exciting. So, I expect everybody to join in singing. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Unresil, 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 hey. Unresidle, 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 hi. Unresidle, 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 hi. Unresidle, 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 hi. Oh, there we go. And from that point on, we know what we go into. We go into blessings. Why? Because the whole reason we have Shabbat. Everybody has horrible weeks, terrible weeks. We barely get through work, barely get through all the drama, barely get through all the nonsense of daily in and out. Shabbat is here to give us a break and focus us on who? Torah and Hashem. Yay! So that's why we celebrate this. I recommend that everybody goes through the week and finds something that is a blessing, something good that happened during their week, and I ask that everybody share it in the room. If you're going to do so, please use your name tonight, because I don't know who you're all, because you're all a bunch of numbers. And let's see. This week, what fantastic things have happened to me this week? I started my new medication, which seems to be working fairly well. Obviously, I'm a complete, utter motor mouth this evening, so I'm excited about that. I had a pretty good week at work. I can't complain about that. I had some good conversations with some good friends. Got to talk to Hunter, which is absolutely fantastic. For those of you who celebrate, we all know Christmas is coming up. It's not something I particularly do. And let's see what everybody else does to say. Let's see, 092652 says, I got complimented on my work today. I'm going to assume that's Miss Sarah, and I'm going to say, yes, she got complimented at work today, which is always fantastic and a good feeling. I don't have much issues where I need that, you know, but it's always nice to get something. Alex shares that he got a haircut. Well, you need to show us a picture of that, Mr. Alex. Is it the one that the article is written about? That's what I want to know, because the article said every man has to have this haircut. Troy says, I got a new Tanakh and Siddur this week. Cool. Fantastic. That's really exciting. Who's the Siddur by the way? And let's see. Shauna says, I got a blessing with help from help for my rent and some medicines for my poor health, and was a complete blessing and unexpected. That is definitely always a blessing, especially when you're poor health and you're not sure if you're going to make ends meet, and you start stressing out too, which doesn't help your health in the least. And we need to keep you in prayers, and please remind me to keep you in Misha Barak. Troy says, I am... Oh, dude, use English. I am waiting to get my copy of The Garden of Imuna. And I'm not sure what that is. And if you could share what that is, that'd be awesome. Similar to mine, Alex. All right, cool. You know, you got to get the sexy on. Michael says, my book collection has grown by 7 more volumes. That's cool. All history books. Cool. Let's see, 064032, I reconnected with an old friend. Always a plus, always a good thing, always fantastic. Whether it's a friend, family member, or somebody you haven't seen in a while, that can always be a blessing. Troy says, it's the Art Scroll Ashkenazic Siddur. Cool. And I have a Sephardic copy and like it better. I'm going to zip my mouth on that one, Troy. But I, you know how I feel. I tend towards the Sephardic. And so, okay, if everybody has shared their blessings for the week, that's fantastic. We will move right on to the Shema, which is usually standing. I know several people are not capable of doing that in their present habitat. But if you can, you can feel free to stand and join in with the Shema. I know that was pathetic, and I did much better earlier, and probably getting all sorts of echo. I'm playing around. I mean, now we'll move on to Misha Barak. Let's see. This week in Misha Barak, I would like to include Shoshana, Devorah, Sarah. Yes, they're all different people. We wanted to remember Rabbi Patrick as has his health condition, and with his wedding coming up, definitely keep them in mind without a doubt. Miss Tracy, who does our midweek Ma'ariv, yeah, her car is officially declared dead. So you know, a few prayers out to her won't hurt either in any way, shape, or form. And let's see, I'm trying to think who else. Obviously, you all know to type it in the chat room, and that'll be sufficient at this point because I'm having trouble reading at this point. And we'll go from that. So we'll start Misha Barak, and if I forgot, oh, give me just a second. I know there's a few in here, and it's very difficult for me to see at this point. Shauna, we also want to remember Shauna, without a doubt. Oh, Miss Kim also, who's in our community as often as she can be under her circumstance. We definitely want to include her. She has some things going on. She can use our prayers and healing. So we'll get right on with the Misha Barak. And definitely, let's keep those people in our prayers during the week also, for those of us who pray during the week. Let me know if you can hear me all right. My volume seems to be a little far down, but just let me know you can hear me all right. Now we'll get into Mourner's Kaddish. Again, if you know somebody specifically, please just type them in the chat room and they will be included in Mourner's Kaddish. Once again, Jonathan Priest, a friend of mine at work's neighbor, died, and we definitely want to keep him in mind. And we'll get on with Mourner's Kaddish. Amen. I'm sorry about that disruptive thing there, cut there. Thank you all, and tonight we'll get on to tonight's topic of discussion, and tonight's topic of discussion I've seemed to have fallen into life cycles. Does anybody remember what I talked about last week? If so, type it in the chat room quick, because that'll lead us into the next life cycle. While you're typing in the chat room what last week was, I'm going to mention a book, which I never do. Yes, a book, and yes, I do read. And yes, I have actually read this book from front to back, and that is very unusual. And correct, Miss Sarah and Alex, marriage, that is correct. We find ourselves, the book I'm going to recommend is actually called Towards a Meaningful Life, which is an absolutely fantastic book. Don't ask me who by, okay? Just give me a break. No, divorce is not next. I think we covered divorce when we covered marriage. If you need to know about divorce, please look up the 613 on H.com, and it will fully explain divorce to you. So with that being said, check out, I recommend Towards a Meaningful Life, because it is a fantastic, absolutely brilliantly written book. that it has a rather timeless message. It's a very calm, nurturing type book, and definitely a good read. So, yes, we're on to Children is next. Not debt. Oh my goodness. Somebody's doing something completely wrong. And Alex says that's the key to divorce. Right? Actually, if you read the divorce, you will have the key to marriage. Just do a reverse on it. Then you can figure out, if you look at this and say, oh, these are the reasons I get divorced. This is the reason I shouldn't get married. It works out very well. I kind of thought it was you, Lanny. If you use reverse with divorce, look at the reasons for divorce. They're the reasons you shouldn't get married to begin with. Very good way to approach things. Very, very good way to approach things. Then, of course, you get married and you start doing the things you should be doing, and the next thing you know, you're popping out spawn. And I can say this because if you see right behind me, this is a picture of my boy Hunter when he was a little child, when he was a youngin' before he could even walk. And so I actually have spawn, so I can talk about this. And you know, how does the Torah look at how we are to handle this? First of all, it tells us to do it. It tells us to go forth, multiply, etc., etc., etc. There's lots of other verses apply. I'm not going to get into that. You do, you don't. You stop it to whatever. That's your decision, and that's fine. It's what you do afterwards. Raising the child, and this day and age, it's very difficult to find people who actually want to participate in raising the child. It seems that thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. Perfect. Alex just posted the book, and I appreciate that. And they seem to leave it to the school or leave it to this person and that person to raise their child. Does anybody honestly think that's a good idea in this chat room, to let the school raise your child, to let somebody else raise your child and give them the responsibility? What does the Torah say about that? What does the Torah say about who should be raising our children, and how they should be raising them? Michael says nope. And Miss P, without a doubt, is your child, Miss Sarah, so don't count yourself. Yeah, I'm going to stop on that one. You should have had it done it earlier in life. Well, then again, if you had it done early in life when you're supposed to, I believe it's either 8 days or 8 weeks, I forget exactly, then you're good to go, and you're being honest when you could say you couldn't walk a year afterwards. And I'm assuming this is Lanny by the comment. Lanny says parents should raise the kids, not the government. And you are absolutely right, Lanny. And 463204 says, no, I do not let others raise my child, as you raise them as best as you can. And thank you, Lanny. 8 days. Thank you. I knew it was 8 something. So, and that's what the Torah tells us to do. And they tell us to raise our children in a Torah fashion. A child's brain is rather like a computer. What you put into it is 98% of the time what you're going to get out. And so you have to make sure that you incorporate that into their lives. You incorporate that from a very young age. a lot of people have different parenting styles. What they don't realize is when you raise a free-range baby,